Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sean Austin here again from Sean's Rabbit Train and Co-Founding Produce. We're back with another rabbit farming video for you guys. So we're gonna continue our series for the newbies, and we've been following a couple litters for the past few weeks. So today we're gonna wean one of those litters and we're gonna take you through that process. Okay guys, we're back, and like I said, we're gonna wean one of the litters. We're gonna wean this one here with our Harlequin doe. So let's set up and we're gonna go through that process. Okay guys, so we're back. Let me see, can I adjust the height? Right, so we're back and we're gonna wean one of the litters today. Couple things you need to know. Right, well, obviously you need to have a tattoo kit. Okay, we went with the Grand Champion kit from Bass Equipment. You don't have to buy this kit, there are a lot of kits on the market, but this is the one we bought like 15 years ago and it's still going strong. It comes in a nice case and everything, so it's a good choice. This one came with the tongue ink. Now this isn't the ink that came with the kit, because that ink would have finished years ago. We simply went to a local tattoo parlor and we bought a bottle of tattoo ink. This one also came with the entire alphabet and 2 sets of digits 0 to 9. I always recommend that if you're buying a tattoo kit, buy some extra numerals, because first of all, they're quite easy to lose, so you have to be careful with these. And when you reach numbers where you have double digits like 22 or 33 and things like that, you won't have to squeeze the clamp twice to do one tattoo, as opposed to if you have both digits, it's just one. So it's just quicker, right? That's just my 2 cents on it. Okay. Apart from the tattoo kit, it would be ideal if you have a tattoo box. Okay, now this is the tattoo box I built. I'm not gonna take credit for this design. At first I saw one online, but then I visited a friend of mine, a fellow rabbit farmer by the name of Brian Astor, and he had one that he had designed and I simply copied his design. Okay, but I'm giving credit where credit is due. I got it from Brian. Okay, so this box, I mean, I could probably post the dimensions. I think I did a video on this already, but for those who haven't seen that video, right, never mind these little clamps here. I accidentally broke the cover. I put it back together with some glue, and these are just a temporary brace on both ends to hold it in place till the glue sets. Okay, so it comes with the cover, has a hole here where the ears of the rabbit will protrude for easy access. Okay, on the inside of the box you'll notice there are grooves this way and this way as well. Alright, so for instance, this is the floor, and we have different levels here, so depending on the size of the rabbit you can raise the floor higher. So these are young kits, early fryer stage, so I'll put it right up to the top. Okay, and then depending on the level you put it at, I have 3 different size so this now will come here or here, as the case may be, depending on the size of the rabbit. So the whole idea is to limit the movement of the rabbit to make the whole tattooing process easier. Okay, so if it were a bigger rabbit, I put this lower I'll use the bigger one. I still have, right? And then as you close the lid, the airs come through here, make it easy for you to clamp. Right. Now, the next thing is, before we tattoo them, you must assign them some type of identification. What we do is that we tattoo all the rabbits of a particular litter with the same litter number. Okay, if that rabbit is eventually selected as a breeder, then that rabbit will be assigned its individual ID number, which will tattoo in the other ear. But at the point of weaning, all the rabbits from that particular litter are going to get the same litter number, so it's easy to tell rabbits that are related. Okay, now what we do, now this is a new book I just started, but the older one, it's the same design. I simply keep a little record here. I just simply draw a table where I list the litter ID, doe, per cage, the buck, date of kindle, and the size of the litter. Okay, you could also stick in a line for if you foster anybody and you move them around from litter to litter, so you can keep track of it. Okay, now this is just a temporary note, although the book remains here because I eventually put this onto the software on the computer. Okay, and the litter numbers are simply assigned in an ascending chronological order. So like right here you'll see 700, 701, 702, and it just goes up like that. The particular litter that we're gonna be weaning today is 701. That's the number we're gonna be assigning. Okay, so I have the digits here. I'm gonna just insert them into the clamp. 701. Close the clamp. Now, before you tattoo, I always recommend that you test this out on a piece of paper to make sure that you have the digits in the correct order. Okay, so I'm gonna just squeeze the paper here. Boom. And here, let me see if you can see that. 701. So we know that we have the correct digits and we have them in the correct order. So let's go. Okay, so we're gonna start with this guy or girl. Let's note it is a male, right? So this is a young buck. So what we do when we're weaning, so I'll make a note of the ID that I'm assigning. It's litter 701. There are 5 of them in the litter, so I'll list them off: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for each one, as we bring them out, I'll make note of their color, their sex, and their weight. Okay, now for the purposes of this video, we're gonna just pretend that I weigh them. Okay, I'll probably do that later on because I don't have my scale here with me, but just note that we're gonna take for each one their weight, their color, and their sex. Okay, so we already know this is our buck. So buck, color, well, we call this one white and black. Alright, put white harlequin, right? And well, her weight obviously. So now we'll place him into the box. Bring him up to the front, all the way up. Put the spacer to block. Oops, wrong one. Put the spacer to block. Okay. Alright. Close the box and the airs come through the top. So the only thing I would add, this box needs a latch, because sometimes they tend to push up on the lid a lot. Okay, and it could open out on you. So, but it's a pretty heavy cover on this one, and I normally just place my hand on it. Okay, so we have the clamp with our digits 701. Pull the air. Alright. Now, when you're tattooing, you try to avoid this main vein on the rabbit's ear. Okay, in the center there, you try to avoid that. If you do puncture that vein, it's going to bleed a bit. They're not going to die, but it's going to be a bit messy, so you try to avoid the vein as much as possible. So I come past it, just over. Wait a minute. And it's just a quick squeeze of the clamp and release. Over, squeeze and release. That's it. Okay, so now we can look. Come, let's go closer to the camera. I think if you can see that there, 701, I think you can make that out there. Okay. And then we just apply the ink. So I use a Q-tip. I just take up some of the ink and I simply apply it to the spot. Okay. Now you can use a wet cotton ball and remove the excess ink immediately, but I simply leave it because the excess ink dries and flakes away in a couple of days and the tattoo will be visible. So I don't bother with it. I just apply the ink and leave it. And then this little guy now will be placed in a weaning cage. Let's go. Okay, and then we simply repeat that process with all of them until we're done. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore you by doing each and every one. Okay, I'm gonna complete that exercise off camera, but just know that it's the same procedure that we go through for all of them. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. We're gonna leave it there for today. Okay, we're gonna pick up next week. Please go out when we continue in our series for the newbies. If it's your first time pulling up with us, go ahead right now and hit that like button. Okay, if you're not subscribed as yet, hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on notifications so you'll know whenever we release new videos. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. On behalf of my business partner Sean McLean, Sean's Rabbit Aquaponic Produce, Sean Austin signing out. See you guys in the next video. Peace.